We're still excited to be back with you all. And today on Edu Chat, Florida Christian School says it will refer to students as biological gender. What? Tune into this important conversation. Our very own Coach Darnell is introducing a new segment on the show, and you don't want to miss it. Fam, this season is all about you, so we want to hear from you. Plus, California becomes the first state to mandate later school start time. You think that's a good idea for our students? Let's figure it out together.
The Educators with Damian Anderson, Darnell Funches, Monet Cooper, and me, Andrew Fett. The Educators starts right now.
What's up, you all, and welcome to The Educators. We hope all of you guys are having a great day so far. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Now, as you guys can tell on today, we are down with two of our co-hosts. Coach Darnell is not with us on today because I hope he's fine with me saying this, but he is out because his mother, you guys, who we had onto the show, is being awarded the honor of Teacher of the Year. That is so great for her. So congrats to her. And we can't wait to Coach probably spill the tea onto that on when he returns. And then also, you guys, our new co-host, Miss Monette Cooper, she is out because she is sick. Yes, I know. So I know she is watching right now. Miss Cooper, we all love you here. Get well soon and hurry back. We sure do miss you on today. So, Andrew, it is just me and you. It's just the original, you guys, just the two original on today. So before we hop right, because you guys, we got a lot to dive into today. But before we do that, I'll hand over to Andrew because this season, you guys, we're going to do something a little different. Every month, you guys, toward the end of each month, we're going to do a segment of mine, which is called a monthly ed catch up. It is to where we're going to catch up with each other. How has our month been? Or we, because you guys know, our audience, you guys know that I am big on mental health. And I just want, to see how are we doing every month, because I know you guys, in every episode that we do, there are going to be some days that we're just not feeling it. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. We are not asking for each other. And then also for you guys at home watching, we are not asking for you guys, for us to be perfect, because we're not. Where, we have mistakes, we have this and that, but we try our best in each episode to give you guys the information that's happening into the world of education. There's going to be some, very hard and difficult, conversations that we have to have onto the show. That is fine. Also, there's some positive into it, but we try our best in every episode. So let me stop talking. Let me hand over to Andrew. How has this month been for you? This month of September, it is winding down. How are you doing on your end? Has this month been great for you? I'm gonna pass it over to you, my friend Andrew.
I don't really know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. A lot of ups and downs. So, I mean,
And yeah,
the
you're being
the
honest.
work that I'm with right now, I have a lot of ups, I have a lot of downs. So I don't know how I feel, to be honest.
That's totally fine. You're being honest. You're being honest. So you guys, we're gonna go ahead and hop right into the show on today. Our first topic, and we're gonna do a part this today, you guys. Part one. Next week is gonna be part two. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're gonna be talking about the Florida Christian School, you guys. I know you have heard of it. You what? Go ahead. What?
Before we jump into that, how first and foremost, how are you? How's your mental how are you feeling today since it's towards end of the month?
I'm all right. I'm gonna just say that, you guys. I'm gonna be truthful. I am all right. This month has not been the best for me. And I'm just my motto for here on out is I'm just going to try to take it day in and day out. I know that because I complain a lot. That's what I do. I complain a lot of why stuff has been happening to me in my life. But I have to stick to this motto of just take it in and day out and just, keep pushing each day because it, sooner or later it will get better. But as of now, it's just not. So, you guys, just keep me into your prayers, just keep on, uplifting me up because it's just I'm not doing great. I'm gonna just say that I'm not doing great. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now, Andrew. But we're gonna dive on into the Florida Christian School, you guys. This I really wanted us to talk about this. And then hopefully next week, Coach D, he'll be back because he has a lot to say onto this here. So let me just break this down to you guys of what's happening. A religion school in Florida is doing the absolute most, you guys. They will refer to students, get this here, and I can't believe this here, by their sex assigned at birth, while students who are gay, transgender, or gender non-conforming, they will be asked to leave the school immediately. This is now, according to NBC News, the school is called Grace Christian School, which is 20 miles east of Tampa, and the site managed to get a copy of the alarming email, and we actually have a copy of that email. And the email reads this: important school policy point of emphasis. Please read. Pay attention to this, you guys, because this. So here's what they say, and I quote: "We believe that God created mankind in His image." That is true. Okay, I'm gonna just stop right there. That is true. I'm with that. Male, which is a man. Female, which is a woman. Sexually different, but with equal dignity. Okay, and it goes on to say this: therefore, one's biological sex must be affirmed, and no attempts should be made to physically change, alter, or disagree with one's biological gender, including but not limited to whatever sex they are. Okay? And get this, they even quote some Bible scriptures, verses. You have Genesis 1:26 through 28. You guys can look that up. Students in school will be referred to by the gender on their birth certificate and be referred and named in the same fashion. And it just goes on and on and on. And then at the end of the email, it says that students who are found participating in these lifestyles will be asked to leave the school immediately.
From what I read, it's not a new policy, but that was the first time I was made aware of the policy in that email.
This Hillsborough County mother of a 16-year-old lesbian daughter asked to conceal her identity for fear of harassment.
I am accepting. I love my children. I don't care. But there's families that I know of that really have more than a hard time with their children being gay. I actually respect their opinion, but my daughter's well-being, right, and mental health is more important.
According to the email obtained by NBC News, the school will only refer to students by their sex assigned at birth. It also states any form of homosexuality or transgender identity is, quote, sinful in the sight of God and the church.
Say about that school, there's some loving teachers at that school. There's teachers at that school that know a lot of these children are gay for sure, and they still love them.
Okay. Let me stop right there because I'm gonna just give my 2 cents right here, then I'm gonna hand it over to Andrew. This makes no sense to me. This makes you're at a Florida Christian school says that it will refer to students only as biological gender and as gay and transgender students to leave. Why? Why? Why is this school not welcoming all students? And I know we had conversation about this onto the show. Why can't, and this is a Christian school, you guys, why can't we welcome all students of different backgrounds, of different race? Why can't we do that? I don't care who you are. I don't care if I was a teacher at this moment. I'm gonna welcome every single student that come into contact into my classroom. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you was born a boy, but you are now a girl. I don't care. I don't care if that's who you are. If I'm open, I'm all open to it. But this right here, this makes no. I'm just. I'm a Andrew, you give your take because this this cringe me. This it just I don't understand. I don't understand what is happening into our schools today. And this is like I said at a Christian school, you guys. It makes no sense. Andrew, I'm gonna open up the floor. What did you think of this when you first saw this? What's going on?
Okay. Let me take a deep breath before I go crazy. So it says here, McKean acknowledged that he chose not to talk to reporter, and then he confirmed that the school policy does not allow students to be homosexual or transgender, and then an email was sent out to June 6th, reminding them of the policy. Okay. My issue with that is, um, what is wrong with students being transgender or
Right.
be homosexual? Um, and he talks about how God had spoken on those issues clearly, aggressively, and we have these policies in our schools since day one here, like in 1970s. Okay, first and foremost, 1970s were like 40 something years ago. Okay, this is 2022.
Yeah, give
Okay,
the program. Give the program.
so by you not allowing students to be transgender or be part of the LGBTQIA
Yes.
plus,
Yes.
kind of confuses, it kind of confuses me because it's like, what happened to accepting every student, no matter what their background is? So talking about y'all not a hateful group of people. Well, it seems like y'all are. And the reason why I said that is because you're not allowing these students to be themselves, you know, and it's kind of, if you read down closer, what it says, the email was a factor in probing a family of a 16-year-old girl who is gay and was a student at the school to transfer her to another religious school that is more accepting. You know why? Because of that policy.
Yeah.
She realized, hey, this school is not, it's not allowing me to be myself. This school is not, it's against transgender, it's against homosexuality. Like, I'm sorry, what? Um, and like Daniel said, there's some Bible verses in there, like We believe that God created mankind in his image, male, man, and
That is
female,
true. That
sexual
is
differently,
true.
but equally dignity. Therefore, one's biological sex must be affirmed, and no attempts should be made to physical change, alter, or disagree with one's biological gender, including, but not limiting to, elective sex reassignment, transvestite, transgender, and so forth. So students in school will be referred to by the gender on their birth certificate and be referenced in the name in the same fashion. Okay. What if that student is not comfortable with that? They'd rather go by what if they go by somebody else? What if they go by a different name? Right? So by you not allowing these students to not be themselves, it's kind of it's stupid. Yeah, stupid. But also it's kind of like, imagine being a teacher there.
Mm, mm, mm,
So imagine a teacher there,
mm.
you know, because if I was that teacher at that school, I would leave. I would resign. Okay. It, it's stupid.
Why?
Um,
Go ahead, Andrew.
and in the article, it said the teen felt like a social outcast, right? But her new school allows her to just be herself. And that's the main goal, is to be comfortable, is to be yourself, you know?
I don't know when, you guys, when it's gonna happen. Where, where all these problems, all these issues, all these, it's when are we finally going to wake up and realize this is the world that we're living in? We all have to accept it. We all have to deal with it because you guys are students. They just, let me just flat on say, they don't feel safe. They don't feel safe. They don't feel comfortable because of who they are. Because you guys just, it's a mess. It is absolutely a mess. And like Andrew said, if I was at that school, of course, I will leave. I will absolutely leave that place because why would I stay at this school asking if you're gay, if you're transgender, you have to leave? I thought the purpose was to welcome all students. That's what I thought the purpose was. The mission is. Apparently not. Apparently not. And if you guys, teachers who are still at that school,
What are you doing there? What are you
I
doing
don't
there?
support you guys. I
What are
don't
you doing
support
there?
you.
Because you realize that your
You're,
principal,
you guys are continuing on with that problem because you're still there. Go ahead, Andrew. I just have to say that.
if you're still working at that school, I don't know what to tell you. If McKean, yes, I'm sorry, his name out there.
Yeah, say it.
If he does not allow students to be themselves, and you as a teacher should support your students. If he's not allowing your students to be accepting of who they are, then you should leave.
Shame on you.
Because one thing is that everybody should have the opportunity to be themselves.
Yes.
No matter what gender you are, doesn't matter. Okay? Does not matter. And the fact that that teen felt a social outcast means something. Talking about y'all are not a hateful group of people. We don't hate students.
Oh, please. Don't give me that book. Don't.
Let me say it for you. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
We are not a hateful group of people. We don't
Okay.
hate students. Oh, like that.
I don't want to hear that bullshit. Okay.
Well, you guys, you are doing a great job at that statement that you said that he said. You guys are doing a great job of that.
Y'all doing a great fucking job. Great job.
Wow.
Let me tell you. Let's see that enrollment numbers. Let me see. I bet they dropped. I bet they did. Because how y'all gonna say, y'all, we're not a hateful group of people. Yeah, if you weren't a hateful group of people,
we wouldn't be
then
talking
you
about
would
this right now.
accept those students of who they are. And the fact that y'all are a Christian
school.
Christian school.
You guys should know better.
And ask gay and transgender students to leave. They said you are not welcome here.
Oh my gosh. Don't get me started because I'm a Christian myself. And you're not, please, you're not welcoming, please.
I'm confused. Like, I thought in the education system, we're supposed to accept students who they are, no matter what. Doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter the gender, you know.
Yeah, that's all.
Like I said, this is part one.
Yeah.
And when Coach comes back next week,
oh my gosh, this
I don't even know.
all right, we're gonna stop because we're gonna stop. Okay. Like Andrew said, you guys, make sure you stay tuned next week because we'll have part 2 of this. And hopefully Coach will be back with us so he can give his take on this because I know he will have a lot to say onto this, trust me. So we're gonna take a quick break, you guys, very quick. And we'll be right back to continue on with more topics of the educators. So you guys stay right there. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, you all, to The Educator. So let's hop right back into some more Edu Chat. Um, my brain, you guys, sorry, I'm just all over the place on today. So let's start back with our next topic. Andrew, why don't you start us off with, we're going to be talking about teacher support from admin. So what do you have for us? Yes.
Admin. Hi, admin. How you doing?
Yeah.
It's Mr. Fred here. So teachers, this is, how can I say this? So when teachers go to you for a problem, we need you to enforce it, to help them out, deal with the consequences. Because if you just brush it under the rug, act like nothing has happened, then we have a problem. Teachers are going to have a problem. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're wondering why you have a high number of teacher turnovers, as the camera won't focus on me, of the teacher's turnover, because there's not a lot of support from admin. There's not a whole lot of support. And when teachers come to you with a problem, you don't really help them out. And it's kind of upset me a little bit because you are the leader.
True.
You are the team leader. So if somebody falls down or needs help, you're supposed to, help them back up, give them support,
Yes.
give them the resource that they need so that they can be successful. Not just, oh, Mr. Anderson, oh, here's what I can do to help you. All right, now figure out on your own. Then what's that gonna do? That's gonna build more stress onto you. Now you're gonna get stressed out because you're trying to figure out how to manage your classroom. You're trying to figure out why Johnny is acting up in your class. And then I get called down there to figure out why Johnny is in your classroom. Help them out. Help teachers out. If y'all saying we're in this together, then y'all are in this together. Help them out. If teachers come in with you an issue, solve the issue.
Don't just
Give
brush it
them
off.
resources.
Don't brush it off.
Yeah, don't brush it off. Don't just like, whatever, not my problem.
Yes, it is your problem. I mean, why?
I'm confused. I'm really confused. Just confused. There are some good admin out there that helps teachers, and I applaud them for it. But there are some admin that needs direction, that needs to lead to the right directions. Because if you want to keep your teachers for next year or from 2 years from now, if you want to keep your teachers in general, help them out, support them, listen to them, have an open door policy so that when the teachers have an issue or have a problem, they can just come to you.
Agree. Make some changes. It's if you say that you support teachers, you're here from them. You have to literally mean it from your heart. Don't just say it to them and act like because it's to me it's not going to help at the end of the day. Like it's not. We got to better admin. We got, and like Andrew said, there are some, good admins out there. There are, and we applaud you. We applaud you. But like Andrew said, there are some that, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
I understand that you're new
Yes,
admin, but
we're not.
let's
We're not.
remember that before you became an admin, were you a teacher? Let's don't forget those moments. If you was in those teachers' shoes,
And you will understand.
you would understand. You would understand. But there are some admin that forget what it's like to be a teacher.
It's just we got to do better into our you guys. I know I keep saying this and almost in everything that we talk about, but we got to do better, you guys. We got to do better into our schools. We got to, support our teachers better because you guys, they feel like, well, I can't possibly know because I'm not in their shoes. But a lot of these teachers are just, well, let me not say lots because, like I said, I can't speak for every teacher because I'm not one just yet, you guys. But I feel like that, some of them are just, they're just basically sick of it. They're just basically sick of it.
Tired.
Are tired, yeah.
They are tired.
And like they don't know what to do anymore.
They
just want to give up.
They are tired. Okay, they're tired. Okay. Teachers have so many different roles.
Many.
Not just teacher, counselor, mother, father, best friend.
This goes on and on.
And it goes on, and it's tiring. It's tiring. I'm not saying those are bad things.
No,
because that's a great way to build relationships with your students.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, just like I talked to my my teacher best friend a couple of days ago, her students would not listen. Would not listen. And mind you, they're fourth graders, and she's working at a charter school. And every time she goes to admin, they don't give her enough support. They don't give her the resources to make sure her students are in check, are in line. And that's where I'm going to stop.
Yes, because we gotta go. So you guys, at the end of the day, support your teachers, admin, support your teachers. All right, so we will have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more of the educators right after this. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back, you guys, to the Educator. So let's hop right back into some topics, shall we? So you probably seen this last month, I believe, in August, of what we're going to talk about next. California. They are the first state to mandate later school start time. And I remember Andrew, I can't remember, but I know we had this almost similar discussion back in earlier seasons of where we was talking about at that time that, well, she's now Vice President Kamala Harris, that she wanted to expand the school hours all the way up until like 6 p.m., I believe. And we had our thoughts onto that. And I want to, you guys, before we give our take, California middle and high schoolers, they can now hit the snooze button a little longer in the morning thanks to a law that passed back in 2019. So this was in 2019, actually, making school start time later. So the law, which states that students at public high schools, they cannot attend classes before 8:30 a.m. and no longer than 8 a.m. for middle schoolers, which went into effect on July 1st.
Thanks to a new mandate in the Golden State, requiring most middle schools to start no earlier than 8 a.m. and high schools at 8:30, all to help students get more sleep.
I think it's way better. Just being able to wake up a little later, getting even saving that hour, it really does make a difference because I still go to bed around the same time.
Do you feel more rested?
I feel way more rested, yeah.
Today, 70% of teens are sleep deprived. And while social media may poke fun at the problem, it's no joke. Studies link it to everything from lower grades to higher risks for obesity, depression, and suicidal thoughts.
This is a public health issue.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends teens get between 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Changes in their circadian rhythms actually prevent them from becoming sleepy before 11 p.m. One study found when schools went to later start times, drowsy driving accidents among teens dropped by 70%.
So I just wanna hand this over to Andrew. Do you believe, and I don't know if you still agree to what you had said back when we was talking about with Vice President Kamala Harris, that she wanted to try this with all schools, but do you think schools should start later than at their normal time, especially with this school, it's middle and high school? But do you think it should be for only them or also in elementary school students as well? And that's great for our students and teachers as well. Go ahead.
So the school that I'm at now, we start at 8:15. This is a middle school, by the way. We start at 8:15 and we end the day at 3 o'clock. Now there are some schools at where I am at, the district where I'm at. There are some schools that on either on a year-round calendar that starts from 8:15 to 3 o'clock. There are some that are on traditional. That's also from 8:15 to 3 o'clock. But there's also one that is from 7 o'clock to 2:15 or 7:20 to 2:20. So it varies. It really varies depends on what school you're going to. For elementary, it's mostly like 9:15-ish. Like 9:15 that I get out like 3:45. But for high school here, it's depending on what school you're going to. high school is like 7:30 to 2:20. So it varies. But for the high school that I went to, the high school that I graduated from, they just changed their hours from, it used to be 7:30 to 2:30. Now they changed it to 8:10 to 3 o'clock. So like an extra 30 minutes in between. I will say for this is for just for where I'm at now. I can't say on behalf of your school district or coach's school district or Dr. Cooper's school district because I really don't know what times y'all start. But for the school that I'm at, the only problem with that is we get out at 3 o'clock and we have the elementary right next door. And they get out 40 minutes right after we go. But the only issue with that is they start at like 8:30. So, and especially in the mornings, we have seen a whole lot of elementary teachers from next door pulling into the parking lot at like 7:40, 8 o'clock, even though they don't start until like 9. So why are you pulling into the parking lot at 8 something and your school doesn't start until like an hour after us? So it's kind of quite confusing. Like your school starts at 9:15, but we start at 8:15. Like we start an hour early than you, but yet you're pulling into the parking lot at like 8:10 or 8, like 7 o'clock. I get it. And, there are some teachers that have, a long drive. I get it. You want to be there early. But during that time, we have carpool in the mornings. We start at 7:45 and at 8:10. So your carpool, you shouldn't be pulling in for the elementary. You shouldn't be pulling in until at least 8:30. At least 8:30 or 8:10. Actually, matter of fact, until 8 o'clock. I give you that courtesy because there are some teachers that drives, about 40 minutes. So I give you that courtesy. So you shouldn't be really pulling in until 8 o'clock. So am I in favor of starting school late for high school? Yes. For middle school? Not really sure. For elementary, a big no. Because for high school, I can understand high school, but you have to understand this. There are some students that do after school clubs. There are some that do sports. You have some that has to drive home from school to take care of their younger siblings.
Right.
So you got to keep it in mind. So in that article, I don't know what time that California high school starts or ends. So I'm like, don't know that. I don't know that information. But am I in favor of starting school late for, like I said again, for high school? Yes, most definitely, because students need that extra sleep. Because if you're waking up at 7:30 in the morning each and every time, your body is not fully awakened. No, I was not ready to go to school at 7:30. There are some students that have to catch the bus. You gotta also keep them in mind that one. And some have to come at 6 o'clock, 6:30. I mean, not 6:30, sorry. Let's back up 1 hour. 5:30, 6 o'clock.
I and I was, about to say that, with the high school, they have, and we had this convo before that, they have, after school activities and stuff. Am I, on board with, this is just only happening as of I know in California. I don't know if this is happening in, other states, but for California, that's good for them. But am I in favor of to this? Like what Andrew said, elementary, probably not. Middle and high school, it just, to me, it just depends, like, where you're at, depending on, what time you start. Because I know over here, where I went to school at, we started at 8 o'clock and we end at 2:50. 2:50 to 3 o'clock. Well, dismissal at 2:50, but they always put 3 o'clock. But I, got used, to always going to school at the, the same time every day. And I know, once I get there, I'm all sluggish because because I had to get up so early, to get to school, and my brain is just not fully developed at that moment just yet. And then in this article, it also talk about, with sleeping, with teens to get enough sleep that California is doing here of starting later. It gives teens more time to sleep in a little later. And so, they can do, the things that they can, because they will have more time in the morning to do the things than, because some teens, they always had to rush to get to school. But now they get to like sleep in a little later. They could get all, prepared and don't have to be rushing into the morning time. I get that. I understand that. But I don't know about this. I don't know, because like I said, with high schoolers, you got to think, you guys, first. I'm sorry, you had to think. I know you want to put this into place. I understand that, that this will help, for students. I get that it will. But let's talk about the high school students. You have some that after school, they have other things, you guys. They have other things going on after school. They don't just go, immediately home after school. So if you want to start a little later in the day, and then possibly you want to end school a little later in the day, okay, we got to think about, okay, with the students who have extracurricular activities, homework, we got to think about all these things, you guys, for our students. Because how is one, let me just talk about one student. How is that one student going to manage each and every day that they got so much thing piled up onto them that they can't possibly do all the work that they can? They can't finish all their homework. They can't, attend all of their activities after school, this and that. And you expect for them to, I don't get that. We got to think first. I see, and this is just California as of right now, but we will see if other states are going to do this. We will have to see about this. But it's just, I don't know about this. I'm kind of a little in the middle. I'm kind of like in the middle. Yes, I'm here for it. Later school start time, didn't quite know, but we would just have to see about that. But yeah. All right. So, you guys, we're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be back. Because we have one more topic before we wrap up the show for today. So stay right there. You're watching Educator. So be right back. Welcome back, you guys, to The Educators. So we got one more topic to discuss, and that is restorative practice in the classroom. Andrew chose this. So we had, well, I'm gonna just hand it over to Andrew. What do you have for us with this restorative practice inside our classroom? What do we need to know about this?
Restorative practices in the classroom. Restorative practice in the classroom. Restorative practice in the classroom. Now, here's my take on it. Now, this is my first year doing restorative practice in the classroom. I get it. We're supposed to build relationships with students. I understand that.
Correct.
I understand that.
Correct.
But in order to get to the issue of a problem, we have to, this is what I learned in training, we have to say in quadrant 1 and 2, which is first build relationships, get to know the student, and trust. We can't just jump into quadrant 3 if you don't know the person. If we don't know the student. So we can't do that. So restorative practice in the classroom, I think it's a great idea, but at this point, we don't need to have struggle every time to address the issue, right? So, like I said, I had a desk and a chair thrown at me because the student does not want to do any work. And there was 3 other adults in the room, and and we couldn't do circle. We couldn't do circle because we only have 2 to 3 students, right? Mostly 3. Mostly 3. So we can't really do a circle because that's a triangle. That's not a circle. That's a triangle. But going back to the throwing desks and chairs, where students throw desks and chairs, the response was to do a circle. Now, me personally, I do not want to do a circle because I like to attack the issues head on. Figure out why is that student throwing desks and chairs, what set them off, etc., etc. So by doing circle, I don't mind doing circle. I think that's a great idea. Great idea. But if we're going to address the issues by doing circle, I think that's a bad idea. Me personally. Yes, it works. Yes, it works in different schools. Yes, it works. Yes. I mean, that's fine. But me
probably for you, it doesn't.
Yeah. And it's an issue for me because, again, I like to attack the issues head on. I like to pull that aside and talk to them.
All right, let me say this. Are you allowed to, handle the situation, tackle, or do you have to do the circle?
Can you elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, attack the issues head on, or we have to, we must do? Oh, you must do a circle.
Yes.
It's mostly you must do a circle.
Huh. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay.
And in training, hi, um, in training, we have to stay in quadrant 1 and 2, which is on the right side of the circle, before we go and attack the issues. So I'm quite confused, like how we're gonna go from quadrant 1 and to all the way to quadrant 3. Like I don't understand. Like you just missed quadrant 2. Like I just don't understand. I'm confused. I'm quite confused. I'm new to restorative practice. I'm new to restorative justice because at the last school that I was at, we didn't do any of that. We normally attack the issues head on. We'll pull that student aside, like, hey, what's going on, man? I see that you're acting up in class. What's going on? What's going on? Instead of we're doing a circle to fix the issues. And I'm just like, it takes time. Because what if that student is not comfortable? What if that student is not ready to talk? What if that student is not comfortable of attacking the issues when you got 19 other people that's like watching you to attack the issue? That's like putting you in the spotlight. I'm not saying circle is a bad idea. I'm just saying that there needs to be a way where we have to stay in quadrant 1 and we must have to stay in quadrant 2 before we attack the issues. That's all I'm saying. Is there a great idea? Yes. But let's attack it the way that we was learned in training.
And how was y'all taught in training to do that?
It was to stay in quadrant 1 and 2, so building that trust, building that relationships, and to that circle guideline. So building that relationship with students, building that trust before moving to attack the issues. That's what we learned in training. That's what we learned. But there are some people out there that are not building relationships with their students, not building that trust, and just went straight to quadrant 3. And I'm sitting here like, that's not what we learned in training. That's not what we did in training.
Well, that's their choice. If they want to do it that way, I mean, that's their choice. If that's how they want to do it, that's how I see it.
And that's my only issue is if you're going and here's the thing, they went to training. That's the thing. They went to training. So I'm just like, do you not listen to what the trainer has said during training at that time?
Well, at the end of the day, people are just going to do whatever they want to do. That's just it. They could have the resources, they could have the tools, but at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do, what they feel right for their students. Sorry.
Well,
that's just with me, people. So
that's all I gotta say. It's just that we need to start implementing of what we learned in training, which is stay in quadrant 1 and 2. If you was at the training, we need to start implementing that. Kind of like following instructions, right? Like not to deviate to the plan. I understand what Damien's saying. There are some people out there that are doing whatever the heck they want to do, which is no problem. But if your student is coming to me and be like, hey, Mr. Coach Red, can I talk to you? I'm like, what's going on? Then we have an issue.
What do you mean with an issue?
Meaning, why is this student coming to me and not, you haven't even talked to the student yet? Why is he more comfortable?
Please charge the battery if low.
Then, you know.
All right. With you guys, I have nothing to say on this because Andrew just pretty much you guys just do because like I said earlier, teachers are going to do at the end of the day what they feel right, to do inside their classroom because that's their classroom. Nobody else runs it. They know what's best. They're going to do. I mean, yes, you can have them go to training, meetings, this and that. They can have, like I said earlier, have all the tools, have all the resources, have this and that, implementing it into their classroom. But what if they don't want to do that inside their classroom? Okay, they probably have other ways. And let's start implementing, let's start the teacher's voice into these kinds of meetings, into these kinds of, what's happening to your schools. Because at the end of the day, this is me, you guys. If I have an idea that works with me inside my classroom, I'm going to share with my peers and share my idea because this works with me and I want to see if anybody else wants to implement it into their classroom. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying this is what works for me. If you hand me something to implement into my classroom and I do it and I try my best, I give my best of trying to do it into my classroom, but it does not work, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. If you want me to do that, then we're going to have an issue because you can't tell me, I don't care who you are, like I said, you guys, I don't care who you are. I'm going to do what's right for my classroom because I know what's best inside of it with my students because we have that trust and bond and we know what works. You can't come in here and do whatever you want to do and you haven't been in here physically with me and the students for a long period of time to see what works. Sorry, that's with me. I'm sorry. If you guys disagree with me on that, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want you guys to agree with what I have to say. I'm just saying for me, if somebody comes in, if I was a teacher right now and I was doing some classroom management, I was, doing things of how I handle my students, and somebody come into my classroom, an administrator, whoever, come into my classroom, they sit down with me, they have some things that they want me to do inside my classroom, okay, I will try it. I'm going to try it. But if it does not work, I'm not going to do it. And then they're probably going to come back probably several weeks later. Have you tried this out? Yes, I did try it. It didn't work. Well, why not it didn't work? I'll tell you why it didn't work. I'm going to give them my input. You can't pressure me of what I need to do into my classroom. Sorry. That's again, that's with me. Okay. So we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back, you guys, with more of The Educators. Well, actually, we're going to wrap up the show for today. So stay right there. You're watching The Educator.
You love watching The Educators? Well, you can be part of our conversation too. The Educators is active on social media. Like us on Facebook and join the conversation by telling us what you think. Follow us on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes content. And also follow us on Twitter to stay up to date of what's happening on our show and the world. Because you keep the conversation going. So let's get social. Like, comment, and connect with us on The Educators.
And welcome back, you guys, to The Educators. What it's been a great showing today. So we are running out of time, you guys. So I'm not going to ask Andrew to do his "What Do We Learn" segment because we don't have time. Coach was supposed to do his new segment that he introduced last week, but he would do that once he returned back. So any last thoughts, words of encouragement that you want to leave off with our viewers on today, Andrew, before we leave on today?
No, not none today. None.
All right. All right. Well, you guys, that is it for our show. Well, actually, guys, I want to leave off with this very quickly. It's not my motivation affirmation. I don't know what you want to call this here, but it's just I'm just speaking to you guys, okay? Like I said, you guys earlier into the show and into our last topic that we discussed. You guys, I'm just speaking, and probably you guys are probably going to come at me. I don't care. I really don't. But you guys, that's my view. That's my opinion of what I feel. You don't have to always agree with me. That's totally fine. I don't want you guys to always agree with what I have to say. I'm just speaking of what I will do inside my classroom. Okay? So I just want to leave off with that. And then with also, whatever the case, is happening into your schools today, teachers, new teachers, veteran teachers, everybody, just know that you are doing the best that you can and that you do what's right for you. Okay? I'm going to say that all season long, so you guys better be ready for that because I want you guys to know that you do what's right for you. Don't always depend or always, probably you guys are probably going to come at me on what I'm about to say here. It's fine. You guys don't have to always trust, agree with what they are telling you to do. If you don't feel that's right for you, you don't have to do it. Okay? I'm going to say that again. You don't have to do it. I don't care. Seriously, you guys, I really don't. I don't care who they are. Superintendent, director of schools, the school principal, whoever. Let them come into my classroom and tell me how to run it. I wish they would. We will have an issue. Okay? So don't let no one run your classroom because that's yours. That's your space. You can do whatever you want to inside that classroom. Once you shut that door, that's your space. Once you outside of it, they can't tell you nothing. Well, actually, they can. But once you're inside your classroom, you have all the control. You have all the power. Okay? I just want to leave off with that. So you guys can come at me with the comments. I'm ready for it. I don't care. Okay? So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And we'll be back next time on The Educator. Hopefully, Coach will be back with us and also with Ms. Cooper. So until then, you guys take care and we will catch you guys next time.